a better understanding, we have Dr. Shekhar Mande, who is joining us, the DGCSIR. Good afternoon to you, Dr. Mande. What is your current reading? Because on one side, we are looking at India breaching the 1 lakh mark that we saw that happening day before yesterday. Today, it is even more. 1.15 lakh cases that have been reported in a single day, but also simultaneously, we are looking at an increase in the vaccination drive also. That also has been recorded at a new high, nearly 8.7 crore people that have been vaccinated. How do you see these two developments taking place simultaneously, sir?
See, the number increasing in the country is deeply concerning because there is a definite second surge that has happened. At the same time, the silver lining of the situation is that more and more people are getting vaccinated. So if you want to bring the numbers under control, there are only two ways of doing that. One is as many people get vaccinated as possible in as short a time as possible. And the second thing is, basically, we allow people to maintain COVID-appropriate behavior. So if we are able to enforce both, I think we have effective way of controlling the numbers for future.
But how does one control it, sir? Because is lockdown another feasible option this time around? Do you believe that India can actually afford a second lockdown? We're looking at strict measures that are still being taken, but it does not seem to be enough. When it comes to the night curfews, there are also certain lockdown measures in particular cities that have already taken place. But on a wider scale, Dr. Mande, how do you believe that it would be feasible or not for India at this point?
See, lockdown or not, government takes a very considered decision based on what are the gives and takeaways from this. You have to have economy on one side and the public health on the other, and it has to be a very, the government takes a very considered decision on that. But what definitely one can do is identify locations in which there are outbreaks happening and then isolate those always. So quarantining particular areas, colonies or something, and limited lockdowns as have been arranged in many states during the evenings and the nights, they also go in some way in protecting the other people. You know, what happens is that for economy, people have to continue working. But for people's pleasure, when people get out of the houses in the evenings and go to restaurants or bars or whatever, or have social gatherings, that is not very desirable. And the evening lockdowns actually in that sense, they aim to curb these social gatherings or something in the evenings and thereby contain the spread. So this is a give and take for both, and a considered decision has to be taken.
But Dr. Mande, how do you manage the second wave before thinking of a third wave until enough people are vaccinated? Do you believe that there could definitely be more waves in the offing concerning this pandemic, sir?
All pandemics come in waves. 1918, 1919 Spanish flu, we saw multiple waves and millions died in that. This also pandemic, what we have seen in other countries, especially France, Italy and all, there have been multiple waves. So even when the second wave goes on in India, and let us hope that it happens very soon, we cannot deny the possibility of third wave oncoming little later. So we have to be very, very vigilant. We have to make sure that as many people as possible get vaccinated in as short time as possible, and continue to maintain COVID-appropriate behavior.
Dr. Mande, vaccination for all, is this a call that you support? Because we've also seen the IMA writing to the Prime Minister and appealing that everyone above the age of 18 should be free to get vaccinated, because we're looking at this particular age group, say from 20 to 45 to at least 50. They seem to be the most vulnerable one who are actually going out to work every single day, and they should also be in the line to get vaccinated.
See, it always depends upon demand and supply. At this moment, the government has done a very right thing. In the first stage, all the healthcare workers and frontline workers who were directly dealing with the patients, or the people who are above the age of 60, who are particularly vulnerable for exposure and dying of the disease. Now, in the second step, we have come to a state when people above 45 can also get vaccinated. And this is the right decision of the government. The government always has to prioritize based on the availability and the immediate groups that need to be vaccinated. So in that sense, as soon as these people above the age of 45 have been vaccinated, And I will urge almost all the people who are above the age of 45 through your channel to go and get vaccinated in as short a time as possible. After that, definitely, government would consider opening up to other people.
Dr. Mandey, my last question to you, sir. In your opinion, looking at the current statistics, we are looking at nationally and state-wise as well. How long do you believe the second wave would last? Because the health ministry has said that the coming 4 weeks at least is very crucial, very critical.
Absolutely right. What actually it doesn't appear to have is that if you look at the curve has an inflection point. That is, the numbers rise and numbers start slowing down, they reach a peak and then come down. We have not yet seen that inflection, that numbers slowing down, and that is deeply concerning. So we should be concerned about it, but we should not panic about it.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Mandey. Dr. Shekhar Mandey, the DGCSI, are joining us live here on the broadcast, and a better understanding as we are looking at India almost detecting 1.15 lakh cases in a single day. And this has been the highest so far, though this is a statistic, a term that we are almost using on a daily basis, of a higher spike that as a nation and many of those states have been reporting in 24 hours. Thank you very much, Doctor, for joining us here on the broadcast.